Hello students, welcome in GS Commerce College Varda. I am Professor Shailesh Desai. I am teaching to you financial accounting for BCom second year students for third sem. Okay. Now this is our third problem. Example number third. Question number third. The example is also given in your description book. Okay. I just start the example. Now Sanjay Sharma consigned the goods of rupees 6 lakh to Ajay. The transaction is there. Sanjay Sharma consigned the goods of rupees 6 lakh to Ajay. So now there, Sanjay Sharma is a consigner and Ajay is consigning. So how Sanjay Sharma keeping the financial record of these transactions which are related to the consignment? Just see there. Now Sanjay Sharma, it means consigner, prepare consignment account for keeping the financial record of the transactions which are related to consignment and also for finding out the profit or loss on consignment. It's prepare consignee account for keeping the record of these transactions which are related to consignment, and also prepare the goods sent on consignment account for keeping the record how much amounts goods are sent to its consignee. Okay. Now when Sanjay Sharma sent the goods to its consignee, at that time it passed a journal entry, consignment account debit and goods sent on consignment account credit. Okay. Journal entry has passed by Sanjay Sharma. It means journal entry has passed by consignor. Is that consignment account debit and goods sent on consignment account credit. So write at the debit side of consignment account by the name to goods sent on consignment account rupees 6 lakh. The total cost price of same goods are given, so we just reported that amount. Consignment account debit, goods sent on consignment account credit. So write at the debit side of consignment account by the name of goods sent on consignment account, and write at the credit side of goods sent on consignment account by the name consignment account rupees 6 lakh. Okay, this first transaction over. Consignment account debit, goods sent on consignment account credit. After that, Sanjay Sharma spent rupees 20,000. Sanjay Sharma, it means consigner, spent rupees 20,000 for packing expenses, for carriage and cartage. Okay, rupees 20,000, and also Sanjay Sharma paid rupees 10,000 for insurance and freight. It means total 30,000 rupees paid by consignor for selling the goods to its agent. So entry for that, Sanjay Sharma passing the journal entry, consignment account debit, because all the consignment expenses are recorded at the debit side of consignment account, and when it spent expenses for selling the goods, it's a consignment expenses. So these are recorded at the debit side of consignment account. For that, we pass the journal entry, consignment account debit, and when it spent the expenses, at that time cash goes out from its hand, so it's created the cash account. It can also create the bank account. It depends upon it. Okay. So consignment account debit and cash account credit. So this entry is recorded in consignment account at debit side by the name of to cash account rupees 30,000. Okay. If you want, you give the detailed information about these expenses at the inner column. Okay. Consignment account debit, cash account credit. Second effect of this transaction we can't show there, but when you keeping the total set of books, at that time it's recorded at the credit side of the cash account. We don't know about all cash transactions, so we can't show the cash account there, but consignor always prepare the cash account in its ledger book. We can't show there, but it prepare cash account and write at the credit side of the cash account. Okay. Second effect. After that, Sanjay Sharma get cash rupees 1,50,000 as a advance from Ajay. Sanjay Sharma get cash rupees 1,50,000 as a advance from Ajay. Because Sanjay Sharma sent the goods to Ajay, and for security it get rupees 1,50,000 from Ajay. The journal entry is passed by Sanjay Sharma for this transaction is that it get the cash. Cash is received to Sanjay Sharma, so it's debited the cash account, and this amount is given by Ajay. Now this transaction Ajay is a giver, and as per the rule of personal account rule say that debited the receiver and credited the giver. Okay. So now this transaction Ajay is a giver, so we recorded this transaction at the credit side of Ajay account. It means journal entry for that cash account debit and Ajay's account credit. So write at the credit side of Ajay account by the name of cash account rupees 1,50,000. Okay. Sanjay Sharma, which consignor, sent the goods of rupees 6 lakh, and for that it spent rupees 30,000 for carriage, cartage, packing expenses, insurance and freight. Okay. After that, it get rupees 1,50,000 in cash form, because this is given in example, issue the cash from Ajay. So we debited the cash account and credited the Ajay's account. After that, there have 10% of the consignment are lost in transit. It's called abnormal loss. When the maximum goods are lost in transit, it's known as abnormal loss. Okay. Then we have need to making the calculation of abnormal loss. So होता है working. First calculation of abnormal loss. Okay, 10% goods are lost in transit, so it's a abnormal loss. 10%. Okay, so we have need to find out the value of these goods which we lost in transit. Firstly, we taking first point, cost price. Cost price of these goods which we lost. The total cost price is rupees 6 lakh. The total cost price of 100% goods is rupees 6 lakh. So the cost price of this 10% goods is equal to 60,000. Okay, the total goods, the cost price of total goods is rupees 6 lakh. It means the cost price of these goods which we lost in transit, it means 10% goods we have lost, so 10% of total cost price, it means rupees 60,000. This is just cost price. After that, when we send the goods to our consignee, we spend, it means consignor spend rupees 30,000. So if we lost 10% goods, it means the expenses which we made for these goods which lost, the expenses also lost. So second point, consignor's expenses. Consignor paid rupees 30,000 for 100%. Then out of this, 10% for the lost goods, and 10% of 30,000 is rupees 3,000. Okay, the goods are lost in transit. It means these are never reached at the consignee's area. So no any amount consignee had spent for these goods. Okay, when goods lost in transit at that time, you don't take the consignee's expenses in the valuation of abnormal loss, because goods are never reached at consignee, so consignee had no any amount paid for these goods, so there is no consider the consignee's expenses. It means this is the value of total loss, or we can say total abnormal loss. Abnormal loss, rupees 63,000. It means when we lost 10% goods, it means we have lost rupees 63,000. But when Sanjay Sharma, it means consignor send the goods at that time, it's taking the insurance of these goods, insured these goods. So it's making the claim of insurance company, and the insurance company accepted the claim and issue the check, give the check to Sanjay Sharma of rupees 58,000 rupees check given to Sanjay Sharma by insurance company. This information is given in your example. Okay, it means abnormal loss, it's divided into two parts. First one is claim and another one is actual loss. The total loss would be 63,000, but it get insurance claim from insurance company of rupees 58,000. It means they have just 5,000 rupees, it's become actual loss. Okay, when consignor receive the check, now this example they are already given, the check has sent by insurance company, so we debited the bank account for the claim because the claims amounts have received there, so bank account debit. And for actual loss, you can say loss in transit. Many persons say they are just P&L account. Okay, but it's not real because this loss has done in during the year, not at the end of year. And the final account, it means the P&L account prepared at the end of financial year. So when you suffer the abnormal loss, at that time you can't prepare, you have never prepared the P&L account. So at that time when you passing the journal entry, you just write this loss by the name of loss in transit. So entry, consignor has suffered the abnormal loss and it get rupees 53,000 check, 58,000 check from insurance company. At that time it passed the journal entry. Bank account debit, loss in rupees 58,000, loss in transit account debit rupees 5,000, and this amount credited at the consignment account because it's never thing, it's not a consignment loss. And when it sent the goods at that time, all the amount has recorded at the debit side of consignment account. But we think the abnormal loss, it's not a consignment loss. So we have need to deduct this amount from the debit side of consignment account. But as per the accounting rule, we can't deduct any amount which has already written at any side. If you want to deduct the amount, you need to write at the opposite side where you have already recorded, right at the opposite side of in this account. Okay. Now total expenses and cost price and consignor's expenses all recorded at the debit side of consignment account, and we want deducted this amount because these goods we have lost and we can't sell these goods, so these goods are come out from our consignment, so we have need to deduct the amount which we spent for these goods. So write at the consignment account. Once again I repeat that the entry for insurance claim and abnormal loss, accounting treatment of abnormal loss, the amount which we get from insurance company, for that we debited the bank account. The actual loss we recorded by the name of loss in transit account, and this recorded at the credit side, so consignment account credit rupees 63,000, bank account debit rupees 58,000, loss in transit account debit 5,000, and consignment account credit rupees 63,000. Okay, so we have not prepared the bank account, but now in original book, in the set of book, they have always prepared the bank account. So write consignor write at the debit side of its bank account. Also it's prepare one loss in transit account and write at the debit side in that account. Okay, we just show consignment account, so we write at the credit side of consignment account. Abnormal loss, this is just for clarity. By bank account rupees 58,000. You can also write it in outer column. By loss in transit account rupees 5,000. So Now in outer column rupees 63,000. Okay. This is the calculation of abnormal loss and this is the accounting treatment of abnormal loss. Entry for that is that bank account debit rupees 58,000. Loss in transit account debit. Okay. But many books have given P&L account for that. Okay. But I just debited the loss in transit account and consignment account credit. Okay, over. Consignor has sent the goods, it spent some expenses and they have abnormal loss with giving the accounting treatment of these transactions. Now, consignee taking the delivery of remaining goods. Consignee, it means Ajay. Ajay taking the delivery of remaining goods. And for that, it means Ajay spent rupees 4,000 for clearing expenses, rupees 6,000 for carriage and cartage. It's also paid rupees 15,000 for go down rent and rupees 5,000 for carriage outward. Okay, all these expenses are paid by Ajay. Ajay take the delivery of goods, it's paid rupees 4,000 for clearing charges, rupees 6,000 for carriage and cartage, rupees 15,000 for go down rent, rupees 5,000 for carriage outward. Total expenses paid by Ajay. Then it's recorded by Sanjay Sharma because these expenses are paid by Ajay, but these are related to the consignment. These expenses are the consignment's expenses. And all expenses related to consignment are recorded at the debit side of consignment account. So these expenses are recorded. It means Sanjay Sharma is debited the consignment account and amount has paid by Ajay. Now Ajay is a giver because the payment has made by Ajay. So Ajay account credit. General entry in the book of Sanjay Sharma is that consignment account debit and Ajay account credit. Expenses paid by Ajay. Entry has passed Sanjay Sharma. Consignment account debit, Ajay account credit. So write at the debit side of consignment account by the name of Ajay account. It's for expenses. Clearing charges rupees 4,000. Carriage and cartage rupees 6,000. Go down rent rupees 15,000 and carriage outward rupees 5,000. All these all expenses are given at a one time, so we just pass the journal entry at one time. Okay, all expenses, the total amount is rupees 30,000. Rupees 30,000. Okay, entry for that consignment account debit and Ajay's account credit. So we write at the debit side of consignment account, always write at the credit side of Ajay account by the name of consignment account, rupees 30,000. Okay. After that, Ajay sold. It means consignee sold. Ajay sold goods, some goods for rupees 5,10,000. Ajay sold some goods on for rupees 5,10,000 on cash. Okay. Ajay sold the goods on cash. Consignee has sold the goods on cash. At the time consignee has sold the goods on cash, at the time consignor passed the journal entry. This amount has received by Ajay. It means this amount we have due from Ajay. So Ajay's account debit. And sales is a consignment's income. And all income of consignment are recorded at the credit side of consignment account. So this recorded at the credit side. It means entry Ajay's account debit and consignment account credit. So write at the debit side of Ajay account with the name of consignment account, rupees 5,10,000. Don't write there by the cash or bank because the entry for that Ajay's account debit. This amount get by Ajay. It means we have need to due this amount from Ajay. Ajay become our debtor because the goods are Sanjay Sharma's, but it's sold by Ajay. The amount had get by Ajay. It's we due from it. So we debited the Ajay's account and rupees 5,10,000. Okay, goods had sold by Ajay on cash. At that time we debited the Ajay's account and credited the consignment account. By right at the credit side of consignment account by the name of Ajay. Ajay account. Cash sales. Rupees 5,10,000. Okay. Journal entry. Ajay account debit, consignment account credit. Debit side of Ajay, write by the name of consignment account, and write at the credit side of consignment account by the name of Ajay account. Okay. Ajay had sold goods of rupees 5,10,000 on cash, as well as Ajay sold the goods for rupees 2,90,000. Rupees 2,90,000 on credit. Okay. Ajay sold the goods for rupees 2,90,000 on credit. Okay. For that, consignor passed the journal entry. It means when consignee sold the goods on credit, at that time consignor passed the journal entry. Also, consignor's account debit, because we don't know to whom consignee had sold the goods. We just know that we have need to due this amount from our consignee. So we debited the consignee's account because it become our debtor. We have need to due this amount from consignee. So we debited the consignee's account, and sales is our consignment's income. So it's recorded at the credit side of consignment account. So for that, Ajay account debit and consignment account credit. So write at the debit side of Ajay account by the name of consignment account, rupees 2,90,000, and write at the credit side of consignment account by Ajay account. It's a credit sale. Credit sales. Okay. Cash sales and credit sales. It means consignor give the equal treatment, same treatment for cash sales and credit sales. When consignor sold goods on cash, at that time we debited the consignee's account and credited the consignment account. And when consignee sold the goods on credit, at that time consignor debited the consignee's account and credited the consignment account. Okay. Now, when Ajay sold the goods, Ajay sold some goods for rupees 5,10,000 on cash, and it sold the remaining goods. It sold the remaining goods for rupees 2,90,000 on credit. Okay. Now, when it said Ajay sold the remaining goods for rupees 2,90,000, it means there after the sales there have no any unsold goods, no any consignment stock. All goods have sold by consignee. It means all goods are sold by Ajay. There is no any unsold stock. Okay. Now before two examples, we making the calculation of unsold stock, because there have some unsold goods with consignee at the end of financial year. But now in this example there are already mentioned that the firstly it sold the goods for rupees 5,10,000 on cash, and remaining goods, all remaining goods it has sold for rupees 2,90,000 on credit. Okay. So when consignee sold the goods, consignee has appointed Ajay has entitled a 5% normal commission and 5% normal commission and 1% day creditor commission on gross sales. Now in previous examples they have just given the percentage of day creditor commission. But now in this example they have given the information 5% normal commission 1% Dell Creeder commission on gross sales. 1% Dell Creeder commission on gross sales. It means we have need to calculate the consignee's commission. Consignee's commission is a consignment expenses. So consignor recorded at the debit side and this amount is due or this amount deducted from that amount, so it's recorded at the credit side of consignee's account. In before that, consignment account debit, adjust account credit. So write at the debit side of consignment account to adjust account. It's for commission. Okay. The total sales made by consignee is that rupees 8 lakh. Now the normal commission and Dell Creeder commission you can calculate at a one time because both commissions are charged on gross sales, because Dell Creeder commission 1% on gross sales. Okay, if it can't sell on gross sales, at that time we calculated the Dell Creeder commission on credit sales. But now this example, they have given the information 1% Dell Creeder commission on gross sales. When they given clearly the percentage of Dell Creeder commission on gross sales, at that time you don't charge the Dell Creeder commission on credit sales. You have need to calculate the Dell Creeder commission on gross sales, and gross sales means total sales, and total sales and gross sales means cash sales plus credit sales. Okay, so you just calculate rupees 5 lakh 10,000 and 2 lakh 90,000. It means it's become 8 lakh, and 6% on 8 lakh rupees 48,000. Rupees 48. You want write it separately. You making the 5% calculation, it's become rupees 40,000, and 1% calculation on 80,000, it become 8,000. Okay, total become rupees 48,000. Okay, it's a consignment expenses, so written at the debit side. After that, it's you need to write at the credit side of Ajay account by the name of consignment account, rupees 48,000. It's a consignee's commission. Okay. Consignee charge is commission. Give the accounting treatment. Give the accounting treatment for that. After that, consignee means Ajay has sold. Ajay has sold total goods. Some goods on cash and some goods are on credit. At the end, or consignee means Ajay recovered total amount. Consignee Ajay recovered total amount from its debtor, excepting Pankaj Kumar. Excepting Pankaj Kumar, to whom it has sold the goods of rupees 12,500. It's become insolvent, and only just 20% amount Ajay can recover, just 20% amount from Ajay Kumar. It means they have bad debts. Okay, they have bad debts. But when consignor allowed Dell Creeder commission to its consignee, at that time their consignors no any role have in the bad debts. It means when consignor give the Dell Creeder commission, at that time bad debts not recorded in the books of consignor. So this transaction is over. There is no need of making the valuation of unsold stock because there is no any unsold stock. Just calculate the profit and loss. Total of credit side, making the calculation. Credit side is income. The total rupees 8,63,000. Debit side total 630, 660, 7 and 8. Debit side, it means expenses side 7,08,000. Okay, 7,08,000. It means 5,000, 5, 1,55,000. Okay, incomes are more than expenses, it means it show the profit. And profit on consignment transfer to P&L account. So entry for that, consignment account debit and P&L account credit. So write at the debit side of consignment to P&L account as per the journal entry, rupees 55,000. Total become rupees 8,63,000. 8,63,000. Okay, profit transfer and close the consignment account. After that, at the end of financial year, Ajay accepted a bill for the due amount. So we have need to find out the due amount. Rupees 8 lakh. Rupees 8 lakh. Out of that, rupees 1 lakh, 2,28,000 deducted for its advance, for its expenses and for its commission. It means total due amount 5,72,000. Okay, 5,72,000. At the end of financial year, accepted the bill for the due amount, and last due amount is that rupees 5,72,000. So it get the bills. It means Ajay accept a bill and it given to the Sanjay Sharma. Sanjay Sharma received the bill. At that time it passed the journal entry, bills receivable account debit and Ajay's account credit. So write at the credit side of Ajay by the name of bills receivable account, rupees 5 lakh. Bills receivable account, rupees 5,72,000. Okay, total rupees 8 lakh. Now the goods side on consignment account show the credit balance, and at the end of financial year this balance transferred to the trading account. For that it pass the journal entry, goods sent on consignment account debit and trading account credit. So write at the debit side of goods sent on consignment account by the name of trading account, rupees 6 lakh. Okay, this is the financial record of consignment transaction in the book of Sanjay Sharma. Okay, bye.